Hello everyone, Coach Carol back with you, and today I'm excited to show you how to create your own GPT, your generative pre-trained transformer. You'll see that I'm here on my ChatGPT 4 account, and you're looking at a couple of my own GPTs, Family Historian AI Writing Guide and the Ancestry AI Research Guide. Today I'm going to create a new one. So I need to click into the plus sign for creating a GPT. On the left side is the GPT Builder, with whom you're having a discussion about what your new GPT is going to be. And the first thing it asks you is, what would you like to make? And it suggests that you can say, make a creative who helps generate visuals for new products, or makes a software engineer who helps format my code. Today, I'm focused in on something that's going to help me with my genealogy. So my first answer is a new GPT to help me with my genealogy, researching, writing, and illustrating. So the GPT Builder then has a think about what I've put in place and begins the process of updating this thing called a GPT. And you'll see the results over here on the preview screen on the right-hand side. It informs you when it's made a start. And so far it's given me a genealogy researcher and illustrator, adept in family history documentation. Perfect. And it's suggesting a name for it as Ancestry Artist. Sounds good too. So I will accept that. And I'm going to ask it to generate an image for it too. And it has another think and comes in with the GPT Builder's response, which is first to generate a profile picture based on what I have told it so far and my instructions above. And here we have a typical profile picture for the Ancestry Artist. Now, I've used that one before and it's not bad, but I'd like something a little different. So I can give it some extra instructions below. I'm just thinking as I go here, I like the tree theme, but please make it green in color and more of a modern theme. Let's see what it does with that. And of course, what it's doing is it's communicating with DALL-E 3, where it's producing this graphic item that I want to illustrate my GPT. And it does take a while. Here we go. Excellent. That's more like it. And I like that one much better. And then it goes on to help you construct more about this GPT. And it says, let's refine the role and goal of Ancestry Artist. What specific tasks or type of queries would you like it to handle? And the first one I'm going to put in place is First task is to create suitable prompts for creating illustrations for my genealogy stories. And then I go back to the type of query that I would like it to handle in genealogy illustrating. So a typical query might be, I might be wanting to illustrate the story with a scene, and probably want something in a watercolor photographic style. So I need it to include that in this GPT. So those two things will do for the time being, and I'll add that to the instructions. It's interesting to see how it works and what results you get on the right-hand side. You'll notice now that it's changed the image to the green one that I prefer, and now it's updating the behavior. And then it asks another question. What should this GPT emphasize or avoid when assisting with genealogy research and storytelling? And this, of course, helps set boundaries. So what we might say there is something like that, where you want it to avoid interpreting it by itself, but to be more mindful of what the genealogist requires. Put that in place. And the builder is now updating the GPT once again. And finally, it asks us, are there any specific guidelines for a particular style that you'd like Ancestry Artist to follow in its responses? So this is now looking for the tone of the communication that you prefer. And it's understanding exactly what I'm talking about here by saying that Ancestry Artist will maintain a respectful and informative tone, providing detailed and creative suggestions tailored to your specific requests for genealogy-related illustrations and guidance. We're really digging deep now into the builder of this GPT. Now, how would you like Ancestry Artist to handle situations where the user's request is unclear or lacks specific details? Should it ask for clarification or make an educated guess? My answer there is, please ensure that it asks for clarification when unsure. And once again, it's going to update the GPT. And all of this sounds really clever, but at the moment we don't really know how it's going to affect the way we communicate with it. So I'll go on to that next. The last thing that it wants us to do is to personalize the Ancestry Artist. How would you like it to interact with you? Do you want a formal or casual tone, or occasional fun facts or historical insights? We definitely want the historical insights, and I prefer a more formal tone. And we update that information once more. Whatever you put in place is not set in concrete, because you can go back and edit it later once you've played with some of the responses that you get from using the GPT. Right, the behavior is now updated. So it's now concluding by saying, would you like to try out Ancestry Artist in the playground to see how it works? And the playground is over here. So let's have a go at one of these. What's an appropriate illustration for? See what that one has. A 19th century family story. Here we go. It's suggesting that we have a typical family environment in the 19th century, that clothing is conducive to the 19th century, and it's going at such a fast rate, I can't keep up with it. Let me scroll back. The colour palette would evoke that era, muted earthy tones, and the family dynamics, illustrating a scene that reflects the family's daily life and incorporating historical details that suit the location, occupation, and significant historical events. And emotional tone capture the mood of the story, whether it's a moment of joy, sorrow, or everyday life. So then it's saying, would you like me to create a detailed description for a specific scene based on these guidelines, tailored to the unique aspects of your family stories? So then we can give it some data. I'll just pause here while I get that. Right, now that I've had a little bit of a think about what I would like it to describe and draw for me, I've come up with this prompt. Please generate a scene in which my ancestral family are gathered for the reading of a will in 1935. There are several people in the scene, the youngest aged 20, at least 6 of whom are females. A male solicitor is reading the will, and this is the resulting image, which is pretty close to what I had imagined and what I need to illustrate this story, following on from my previous research into the will of a great aunt, and hence the 1935 being the specific era for it to generate this scene. So it's done a very, very good job. So I'm very happy with my new Ancestry Artist. So now I can go back here on my ChatGPT 4 drawing board and see what has changed since I've created this new one. And you'll see here that the new GPT Ancestry Artist is now in place. Now, if I wanted to do further edits to it, I can do that through the Edit button here. And if I want to share, I can use, or if I want to delete, sorry, I can use that button. I'm very happy with what I have at the moment. So whenever I want to use that particular GPT to generate more images, I use it by simply clicking the GPT itself. And first I have to save it. My mistake. Let me just move things around here. I have to save the GPT first, confirm it, and come back. Give it a moment to collect all that information. All right, that's better. So now here is what I see when I want to use the Ancestry Artist. That's its instruction or its purpose. It's a formal, insightful genealogy assistant for research and illustration with my name at the bottom. Suggested questions that we might want to explore and a space for us to put in our next prompt. So that is how easy it is to create a GPT for yourself. I hope that you'll go on to explore and to create your own GPTs for your genealogy work, and let me know. I'm very keen to get feedback from you. I invite you to come across to join us in the Essential Genealogist community in Facebook. I'll also put below this video a link to a special that I have for you coming up for Christmas. If you're wanting to learn more about how to use GPT in your family history, then I have a special bundle of courses for you at a special price. So I'll put the link for that below the video. Bye for now and have fun in creating your own GPT.